Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz, April 14, 2016 at 1:50 a.m. Birmingham. We're still here, but I don't know about tomorrow. Topic, border wars. And y'all know about the ongoing drug infestation with Texas and Mexico and New Mexico and Mexico and Arizona and Mexico, and then California and Mexico. These four states border Mexico. And this particular city or town I'm going to mention is McCallum, and it's in the southeastern portion of Texas between Brownsville and Laredo area. Um, I've been down there in 1995, 1996, 1997, 98, and again in 2000. And anyway, I've been there about 16 times. It's just, and more than once per year, up until all this crap got really bad. And I'll tell you a stupid thing I did, and that really made me stop going. I'll go ahead and tell you that. Get that out of the way. I went in at Del Rio, and I love to park. Now, look, the first two times I went in, I drove in like an idiot. I had my gun, which was a Model 59 9mm, in my pouch on the door. Luckily, I was never stopped by the Mexican police. I'd still be in jail. In any case, I was warned about that by my sister-in-law that lives in San Diego. She said if they had found that gun or even looked, they would have carried you off, took your car, and shipped your wife home. So needless to say, after that, I walked in. Last time I walked in, have a friend that lives in San Jose, Monterey County, California. He sent me some t-shirts. He's on a SWAT team. And in fact, the image on the SWAT leader is him. And I won't mention a name. And well, I'll say my nickname for him, D-Dog. And also sent me a DEA shirt. And I sent him a couple things, but I wore the DEA shirt, not even thinking about it. And on top of that, like an idiot, I wore a pair of shiny shoes, but I went in my blue jeans and this gray DEA shirt. Didn't pay any attention to DEA being here. And I walked around, I ate, and I did my little shopping and looking around. By the way, my wife had passed away, and I skipped some time and then went back. It's just my usual vacation route, which is along the lowest road in Texas along the Mexican border. I find that very attractive. I like that area. But anyway, I'm in here and I'm in Mexico, and so I'm making my usual loop. I'm walking out, and always at the same spot, there's a shoe shine boy there. And I had shiny shoes. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give the guy a couple bucks. I mean, I found a reason to give every kid that came to me $1 or $2. I always walked in with $100 bills, and I gave them all away. Anyway, what didn't hit me was how the shoe shine boy was dressed. He was going to town on my shoes, but he had me facing one way, he was facing another, and his head wasn't on my feet. They were up looking in some windows in a building, and I did not pick up on it until he was about halfway done with my second shoe. And it hit me. I said, oh crap. And I kind of looked down like this and had that shirt on. And I heard him up, and I got my butt out of Dodge. I believe had I hung around a little bit, just a little bit, because this guy was almost in a suit. Not in a suit, but he was well dressed. Too dressed to be a shoe shine boy. Anyway, I got out, and the Border Patrol American side said, "Oh man, you should never do that again." He said, "You won't come out next time." I said, "Yeah, I realize that," and I have not been back. And another wild story I can tell you, because I was down there and indeed talked to a Border Patrol and DEA, Highway 1111 off I-10, 50 miles, right on the border, by myself, driving around through looking for there's an old Indian hot springs down there that dates back where there's an old church in the 1780s that was built right across the river in Mexico by the Indian hot springs. Another story, I'll go later, but come to find out, not far from there, a DEA agent was kidnapped and murdered at a sheriff's backyard, and he wasn't far from where I was that day. Anyway, you can go and read that. That was in between 97, 98, somewhere in there. Any case, the story, here we are, McCallum, Texas. This is, again, it's in the southeastern portion of Texas. And supervised officer goes on duty at 6 p.m. He jumps in the car and goes on patrol. And he's driving along, and you have the camera riding with him, doing a documentary on the border wars. And my sergeant, my chief, everybody always told us, any day you can come in and go home, you go home and they went home, is a good day. And we always looked at it just like that. But this supervisor pulled over a car sometime into his shift, very polite to the lady, stopped her. "What are you doing here this time the other night? Where are you going? Where do you live? What's your address? Let me see your license. Everything you got. Let me see it." And then he says, "Let me see in your trunk." She answered all the way through. He found nothing. But he was very polite. He thanked her and be careful, and got in his car, and he slammed the police car door and said, "Damn." He was pissed because he couldn't make an arrest, because he couldn't find something. I disagree with that. I think anytime you pull over a car, if they get to go home and you get to go home too, then it's a good day. But he was so irritated, and he let it all out right in front of that camera, and they aired it. And that kind of rubbed me wrong. I don't think any cop should be disappointed when they make a stop, but everything is okay. Both parties go home. And most cops are that way. But there are a few that get irritated because everybody they pull over, they can't lock them up. In any case, that is not indicative of all policemen out there. That is not anywhere near what the average cop believes and thinks. And tell you, you will have better chances of leaving there, even if you're stopped for speeding or for a brake light out or anything like that. Or, if you yes sir and you no sir. I mean, straight up that way, and chances are you'll leave from there. Now, if you're going 100 in the 55, you're going to get a ticket. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I just wanted to pass that along. Jody Wolf, Expoz.